What's up YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is another one of those Chet Talks, Tech Talks, and yes, I'm going to start using that from now on because from my last video it just sounded what? So I want to talk to you guys about stabilization. There are a lot of solutions out there for people who have DSLRs or mirrorless cameras just like this one, or people who are filming on GoPros or action cameras, or even on your mobile phone. These things nowadays, they have great inbuilt stabilization. The camera computing in these devices nowadays is so powerful that it will rival cameras just like this one here. The computational photography and videography you can do with that thing it boggles the mind. But there is always going to be some part of your video where there's shake or movement where you don't want it, and it's going to be at that point where you just want that 1 second of video which is crucial, and it's got shake, and that's it. You've got to dump the video, you've got to dump the file, you can't use it. If you're a perfectionist and you want things to be perfect and right, you cannot use it. This is where things and devices such as gimbals and stabilizers come into play. Now they're not cheap, some of them out there are in the hundreds, but if you're filming on one of these, then there is an awesome, yes, amazing gimbal for a great price out there, and that is this legendary thing here, the DJI Osmo. Now there have been reiterations of this device. This particular one is the DJI Osmo 3. I know there is a 4 coming out, or it's out already, but this thing has saved me hours on trying to stabilize videos in post, and it's just been a great little handy tool to have when you're just pointing and shooting and you don't have your mirrorless or DSLR camera at the ready and all you've got is a smartphone. So that paired with this is a match made in heaven. Osmo DJI is a nice hard case that they've provided. Instruction manual, don't need that. This goes for about 80-90 pounds, and that's not bad considering it's a 3-axis gimbal stabilizing video coming out of a smartphone. And you know, it fits in a package that, look, I mean, look at that. It fits in my hand even when it's closed up, and that's in the bag. I like to have bags on my things because I don't like scratches. I really hate scratches. Okay? Okay. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Compact. It locks into place, which is amazing. The earlier iterations of the gimbal used to flap about all over the place, but it's nice that DJI, I keep saying DJI, have now been able to lock this in place and find it a position where it would fit perfectly into the case here. So I'm just going to put the case away. There's nothing else in there. That can go there to the side. So this gimbal here I find is perfectly weighted. It's not heavy. Even when you introduce your phone onto the gimbal, it's perfectly balanced. Doesn't feel like you're carrying around a lot of weight, which is great because this is something you can take away in your backpack. You could even slide it into a large coat pocket and it doesn't feel like you're carrying around heavy gear. So essentially you've got the first axis which opens up there, right? Now that's all spinny and flappy and whatnot, but that second axis is there and your third axis is there. Now I want to give you guys a quick sort of overview of what's on this gimbal. So the gimbal's got a good, nice, thick hand grip. You're not going to lose control of this. It's not too flimsy. You've got here a sort of push up, push down, sort of not a rocker switch, but a slidey switch thingy. Now that is going to be for zooming in and out when you've got your phone connected. On the front here, you've got your on button and your M button, your mode button. Now that's got multi-functions. If you triple tap it, if you double tap it, if you hold it down, it's got loads of different functions there. You've got also here your sort of joystick. Now this can be used to control the arms of the gimbal. That one, of course, red button is record, simple as. And you've got here a nice trigger. Now that doesn't shoot anyone, but that trigger is designed so that you can lock the gimbal on the point of focus of what you're looking at. So what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to quickly set up my phone on here so you can see exactly how it works. And by first things first, what you want to do is mount your phone first. You don't want to mount it while the gimbal is on. That's going to damage the motors and yeah, just cause you all sorts of problems. Now I want to be careful. There is a button on the side that sort of sits about halfway on the phone. You don't want to press that button, so I'm going to mount it in such a way that it doesn't press that button. There we go, it's pressed the button. Okay, so guys, the phone is mounted. It's flapping around all over the place, but it's supposed to. That's on. See that? It did an auto calibration, found the weight of the phone exactly how it is, and it's sort of stabilized itself. So you can see now it's stabilized. You want to make sure that your phone is relatively in the middle of this here clamp, because if it isn't and it's too offset, first of all, the motors aren't going to want to work, and secondly, if it does work, it's probably going to burn them out. They're going to work too hard. Now, of course, what you want to do is launch the DJI app, and it will say device found, connect, searching, and it will find your device there, and there you go. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you can just double press the M button. You see that? Automatically changes to landscape, and it's balanced. You've got the trigger here which locks focus, so if I just hit that right now, the phone is not moving. It's keeping its focus on what's right, what it's pointing at. Now I'm just going to go through a quick couple steps of what you can actually do on the app. Now on the left hand side here, you've got the options to change your resolution and frame rate. Now this here is like glamour effects. It's the way the camera software tries to sort of smoothen out, brighten your image. Of course, this is completely up to you if you want to use it. And then down here you've got the triple dot button, which gives you another few more settings: flash, white balance, have your grid up, and then a few more settings regarding zoom, control your click speed, invert tilt. That's all for your controls down here, as well as the control here. And then finally you've got your just general sort of device information. Now we click back out of that, click back on the home screen. Now just to tell you here exactly what you're looking at, you've got your battery. In the middle is generally your focus point or where you're framing your shot. That little brightness sort of icon will tell you exactly where it's exposed correctly. Now down here you've of course got your record button. Over here is essentially gesture control, so you can use the app to actually make gestures and give it commands. So in this case, follow and shoot, use the gesture to shoot while the gimbal automatically follows the user. This is great if you're doing sort of talking head interview stuff but you want it to be dynamic. So that there is a great feature. That there is just a bunch of footage that I've got from before, and that's where you can sort of see everything that you filmed. Now over here you've got a couple of modes. Now essentially there's a story mode, you've got panoramic view, photo view, video view, dyna zoom, time lapse, and hyperlapse as well. So these are all different modes that you can use with the DJI Mimo app. With it, there's a lot of customizability, a lot of usage that you can get out of this app that you would normally not be able to get out of a traditional inbuilt camera app. I know some of them out there are really good, but this has the functionality with the gimbal, and of course that's going to help you get much better footage out of it. But essentially it's going to do everything you need it to from a gimbal point of view. This is your 3-axis handheld gimbal, nice and compact, and for those shots that you need on the go, this thing is perfect. This is something I would definitely recommend. I'll drop some links down below if you want to go check it out, but in my personal opinion, this is all I need out of a gimbal. It does everything I want, and if you are looking for something just like this, now that the 4's come out, maybe the price of this will drop, I don't know, but definitely worth checking out. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I'm gonna keep coming out with these, guys. I've got a lot of tech that I want to talk to you guys about, that I want to review. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Like I said, the support means a lot in these early stages. My friends and family, you guys have been great. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this video. If you did, let me know, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.